When did you play last time in CS?
Up until 2003, I played it every day. I would always be top 3. I'm really happy about our taking charge of it and not like Activision or something. Yeah. I tried to make Counter-Strike 2. Yeah. So I was actually working on a prototype at Valve, but cheating started in 2002. We had like wall hacks and we had aimbots. It was really bad.
Min Guzman Lay is one of the creators of Counter-Strike. He developed CS as a student project and was deeply involved in nearly every aspect of the game: maps, modes, graphics, sounds, code, and game design. Essentially, he is the father of Counter-Strike. At 23 years old, he sold CS to Valve and worked there until 2006. Shoke recently had the chance to interview this legendary figure. We discussed the current state of CS2, anti-cheat systems, subtick technology, and Valve's approach to development.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yes.
I am so excited that we can record this video.
Oh, yeah, my pleasure. Yeah, I'm excited to meet you and just meet the Russian fans. I'm a big fan of like Russian culture, and my favorite hockey player is Russian.
Really?
Yes, yes. Do you watch hockey?
No, do you? Yes, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, I love hockey. I'm from Canada, so one of my favorite hockey players is Russian. His name's Pavel Bure. Maybe you don't know him. You're too young, but he was my favorite Russian hockey player, Pavel Bure. He used to play for my team in Canada, Vancouver Canucks. Oh, I love him. He was really good.
I want to ask you questions about, of course, Counter-Strike.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
How deeply do you follow Counter-Strike? Maybe you play by yourself sometimes?
I used to play when I made it in like 1998. Up until 2003, I played it every day. I played like so much. I was very good back then. You know, I was playing like maybe 4 hours a day, and I would always be top 3. So yeah, I was pretty good. But these days I'm not as good as the pro players. But back then, you know, I was pretty good Counter-Strike player. So after maybe 2005, I kind of stopped playing it because I played it for so many years. I never became professional player. So I kind of stopped playing in 2005. You know. What
emotions and feelings this game causes in you?
When I play it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, when I used to play a lot, I was very just super emotional. I used to like to run and gun, so I like to use the MP5, and I would always run. So I was always the first entry fragger, right? I was never good at sniping, so I didn't have the patience to do sniping. So I was not a good operator. I just had so much fun playing, and I used to play with like my friends from high school. And sometimes I love to play with strangers, you know. I met a lot of some friends who just playing Counter-Strike, and like we became friends afterwards. So it was really awesome, and like that was one of my favorite times of just meeting new people in Counter-Strike.
Are there some original things that got removed from Counter-Strike but you miss it?
Oh yeah, I mean. I used to like a lot of the hostage rescue maps, like CS Siege and CS Militia and CS Assault. I was a big fan of hostage rescue, but I think these days it's not so popular because it's not very balanced. So people prefer the bomb diffuser map. So I kind of miss those ones. And but I understand that they're not really good for esports. So most people prefer the bomb maps. But sometimes I like to play casual, you know, just casual pickup games.
On Office.
Exactly, Office. Those were some of my favorite hostage rescue maps. Yeah.
We're launching Pick'em Challenge for IEM Katowice 2025. Visit CYBERSHOKE and make your Pick'em. Choose 8 teams that will advance to the main stage of the tournament. If you manage to make it flawless, we'll reward you with a Dragon Lore. For correct predictions, we're giving away skins via the prize wheel. You can spin it up to 8 times during the tournament. All of this is available with a premium subscription for just $6.99 per month. Only 8 days left to submit your predictions, so don't miss out.
When did you play last time in CS?
Oh God, I don't know. It's probably been like maybe 6 years. Yeah, because as I said, when I stopped playing in 2005, and then I just kind of I actually started playing other games like Battlefield and those kind of games. But yeah, I mean, about 5 years ago, I started playing again with some friends. We played CS:GO, and yeah, it was fun. I was no good because I was so old, and I was really bad. Yeah, so. Like in Counter-Strike, you have to play every day, you know, every day to keep up, or else you come back and it's just like you can't, your reflex is too bad. So, but yeah, it was fun, you know.
Are you happy that Valve who takes care of CS and not some other big company?
Oh yeah, I think so. Valve are very, they're very like they're very methodical. Like they take their time, and they do not change the game to try to make money. You know, they just want to change the game to make sure that the game is.
They did customization, not
Yes,
gameplay.
yes, right, exactly. So they don't want to change like Call of Duty. Every year, Call of Duty, they change the game, new guns, this, that. But Valve is not like that. They make sure to keep the game the same, make sure the game is the same for new players and the old players. I'm really happy Valve are taking charge of it and not like Activision or something. Yeah.
Did you have another offers?
After I left Valve.
Yeah.
I had a few offers, but unfortunately, I didn't really take them. But yeah, I kind of made some mistakes. I was not really good with my business decisions. So I wish I could have worked on a game like Battlefield or something like that. Yeah, because I really enjoy Battlefield. But unfortunately, I don't think maybe the opportunity to work on Battlefield is there anymore. Maybe I can try to apply because I like Battlefield. So yeah, we'll see.
Anti-cheat. This is a special topic for every competitive game.
Yeah.
You still worked in Valve.
Yes.
When VAC was released.
Yes.
What do you think about it?
Well, even when I started working at Valve in 2002, we had problems with cheating. I mean, cheating started in 2002. We had like wall hacks, and we had aimbots. It was really bad, and it was very difficult to even stop back then. You know, so. It's something that we cannot fix. It seems like it's like virus, you know. Like we always have to update the new virus checker. So I think it's really difficult for Valve to completely eliminate it. But I think they're doing a pretty good job of, you know, just trying to keep it under control, because it's difficult. Like all games, like Valorant or Call of Duty, they have so many hacking problems, and it's just something that just comes with like multiplayer games. It's very hard to fix. I think Valve, they're doing as good a job as I think. Yeah.
But now, if you will start a game, 20%, maybe 30% will be a cheater in the game.
Yes. That's not so fun, because I used to play Battlefield a lot, and Battlefield had a pretty big problem. Like maybe Battlefield, 50%, I would face a cheater. So it really destroys the experience. So it's kind of sad. But I think that's why I kind of like systems like Faceit. So Faceit is actually a very good system where you play with people who are, they're more kind of like certified players. So you know he is not a cheater. You know.
What do you think about AI anti-cheats? That will like analyze players on the server and ban them for strange patterns. Do you think there is a future in it?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard about them, and I heard Valve was using some kind of AI to detect the aiming patterns. Yeah, they're interesting, but obviously there's problems of false negatives where they detect real humans. So it's still kind of a kind of new technology, but I think it's a very powerful tool. And if they can get it perfect and get it right, I think it will be really helpful, you know, to maybe what they can do is they can combine the AI with like a human judge. And so the AI can pass the test to the human and say, is this guy a cheater? And then the human can kind of look at it and say, maybe he's a cheater. So maybe AI combined with something like Overwatch, you know, they can combine the two. But I think AI is a very useful tool, because it's very hard to kind of watch all the videos of all the cheaters. You have to have some kind of AI to speed it up, you know.
If you owned some competitive video game, how would you battle with cheaters? Would you dare to go to court against cheat developers?
I used to live in Korea, and they had a really good system that dealt with cheaters. So in Korea, if you want to play a game, you have to give them like your
passport.
Your passport, yes. And so, like, if you get caught cheating, they ban you and your passport, and so you cannot create a new account. So it's very hard to cheat in Korea, and like some Asian countries do this. So I really like that system, though. But I think in North America, in Europe, people are they don't want to give up their privacy, you know. So it's a difficult system. Yeah, it's a difficult question to answer. I mean, like, part of me likes the Korean system, but you know, at the same time, I think most people, they don't want to give up the privacy. Yeah, I like the Faceit system where, you know, you kind of like pay money and you become a trusted player, and I think that's a good system to do. Yeah.
Not that long ago, Counter-Strike made a switch for a subtick. What do you think about it?
Which one?
Subtick.
Oh, what's that?
It was tick rate for 64 and 128. And now they removed tick rate and they use only subtick. Do you know this?
Oh, actually, no, I'm not familiar with that. Yeah. Yeah, because this was recently, like a few years ago.
Yeah, on with release Counter-Strike 2. On Source 2.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't really have an opinion on that because like I stopped playing in 2006, so I don't really know. I didn't really. I left before they even introduced crates. So, but yeah, I mean, I trust Valve. I really think that they do a pretty good job, and they kind of understand the user player base, and so yeah, I really think that they'll fix the problems. And if the players they complain a lot, Valve they're pretty good at listening, and you know. I think they will listen to the player base if many people complaining about it. I really think that they do a really good job of you know, changing the game if it needs to be changed. You know.
What do you think about community servers? Maybe you have heard about the CYBERSHOKE project about us.
Oh, really? I love community servers. Yeah. So in CS2 right now, do you have community servers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I always loved playing on community servers because I like to play with the people I know and you know people near me. And so, I always when I was playing in Counter-Strike beta, the betas, I would always join the same servers, like the same community servers, because I made a lot of friends on the community servers. So I prefer to play with my friends in the community, because I don't like matchmaking sometimes, because sometimes matchmaking you play with random peoples and sometimes they're hacking, you know, and I don't like that. It's because sometimes if you find a hacker, you cannot ban them. But with community servers, sometimes the admin can watch them and say, okay, this guy's hacking, we gotta ban him. So I think it's more control and it makes a better play environment. So I love community servers, and I every time I play, I try to play on the community servers, and that's why I don't like matchmaking sometimes. It's too random.
What mods did you play on community servers? Maybe zombie?
Well, back in the day when I stopped playing, there wasn't so many mods back then. I mean, we used to play like gun game.
Oh.
Well, that was popular back then, and surf maps.
Yeah.
Do you know surf?
Yeah, of course, we have surf. Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. We have
So-
Hope, KZ.
Yes. So those ones were the ones that I used to play back then. So those are fun. But yeah, these days they have so many mods, like zombie mods.
If you were leading the Counter-Strike team now, would you add official support for many other game mods, like Surf or Zombie Escape, in official?
Oh, in the official, like in the official CS2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the mods really add a lot of different different play styles, and it keeps the game fresh. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure why Valve doesn't have like official. So right now, does Valve have official mod support?
They have only gun game, deathmatch, and Wingman. You can play 2 versus 2 with your friends.
Ah, okay.
That's all, I think.
I think that I mean, if I was in charge of that, I would love to add mods, because I used to love playing mods on different servers. Like I would join a different community server and they had a different mod installed. So that was cool. Sometimes I like to have a different gameplay experience, you know, because I'm more of a casual player, so I'm not a really good pro sports. So I sometimes I like to try the different game styles. So yeah. I like the mods, you know.
What can you say about working with Gabe, and what is he like?
He's very interesting. He's a really nice guy, very nice guy. He was really, he's kind of eccentric, yeah. But he had like a lot of different interests. Like, I remember one time he likes to collect knives, right? He was a big knife collector. So he had a room full of knives and axes and stuff like that. And it was really cool. When I used to work there, I used to go into the room and just play with his knives, and it was really nice. He let anyone go there and play with him. And so he had a lot of different interests. He was a knife collector, and one time he used to like to sing with his throat. It's kind of a weird. It's called Mongolian throat singing. Basically, in Mongolia, they have these singers. They sing with their throat like that, right? So Gabe, he was into that. Like, so I remember one year, he used to do that like every day, and he would go, ah, and he would walk around the office, and people would be like, oh my God, this guy is so annoying. We always just close the doors, but it's funny. So, but thankfully, he only did that for like maybe like 6 months or something. He's a really great guy. He's very creative, you know. He likes to try different things, you know, not just software, but like hardware. Like he was really into VR. And so, yeah, I mean, like the whole Steam, you know, Steam, it was his idea. Yeah, because I remember when he first introduced Steam, many people at Valve, we were like, I don't know, this is not gonna go well. You know, it's gonna fail, right? But look at Steam now. Steam is incredible because, yeah, I mean, back when he first introduced Steam, there was nothing like Steam, right? Everybody buys the game in the store. But Gabe, he knew, he kind of saw. He said, oh no, the internet will become very, very fast and people will download games.
What do you like the most about CS2?
I think they really did a good job with just updating the graphics. I mean, it looks very nice, but it also runs very well on people with low machines. So they did a really good job just making it look nice and very optimized. And I like the new, like the smoke grenades. That looks like just really awesome. It really adds a new dimension to the gameplay. And it's great. It's just a really great, very polished game. And I like that they didn't change it too much. You know, it's very, you know, if you played CSGO, it feels the same as CSGO, but it just looks better. So I think they did an incredible job on it, yeah.
How do you like HLTV Awards?
Oh, it was my first time coming here and just meeting you and meeting so many content creators, and it's really amazing. I just, you know, it just really just feels really great to see people like you succeeding, and yeah, it just feels really good to see people still playing Counter-Strike today, because, you know, I mean, when I made it in 1998, I didn't think it would last this long. I thought maybe it will be, people will stop playing in 2010 or something, but now we still playing it. So yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I think a lot of it is because Valve are just doing a really good job of just keeping the game fresh and, you know, keeping the community happy, and, you know, seeing all the skins that people are making. I mean, there's this whole community making skins, and like it's really amazing just seeing the whole ecosystem evolving outside of the game, you know.
Also workshop maps, because in Counter-Strike workshop maps are insane. I don't know it's a game like CS, because community creates so big content, so big.
That's how we found like all the good maps, like DE Dust. They were all just community maps, and yeah. I love to play new maps.
What is your favorite map?
Oh, well, my favorite map, well, I think it was like CS Siege. Oh, that was probably one of my best ones. Siege, Assault, DE Dust probably, yeah. But I played DE Dust so many times, so now it gets kind of boring.
What did you feel when you sold Counter-Strike to Valve?
You know, at the time I was very young. I was only 20, and so I was very honored to work with Valve, because I loved Valve and I wanted to just work with them. And yeah, I was really happy, and I mostly wanted to just work with them, so I was happy to just let them, you know, I was happy to just give them Counter-Strike, and, you know, I got to work with them and got to, you know, just work with some really talented programmers and developers. So, you know, I think in the end it turned out really well, and I really enjoyed my time like working at Valve. I met so many awesome people. You know, I still have so much good memories working there. It's you know, they have very, very smart. They have the smartest like developers. Yes.
Are you in touch with Gabe?
Not so much. I try not to bug him too much, like unless I have something urgent to say. But no, I try not to bother him. I mean, he's so busy, so I don't. I mean, I haven't spoken to him ever since ever since I left. But yeah. But no, I'm sure if I try to email him, he would probably say hi. Yeah. When I left Valve in 2006, you know, we were still very friendly, and like, you know, I just said, you know, if I come back, you know, you know, he would love to have me back or something. So we kept on good terms. Yeah. So yeah, I'd love to see him again. I really enjoyed working with him. He was a really nice guy. He's a really cool guy. Yeah. I was working up until CS 1.6. Yeah. So after 1.6, I stopped working on Counter-Strike, and I started to work on, like, I tried to make Counter-Strike 2. Yeah. So I was actually working on a prototype at Valve, but eventually it never became anything. And then, yeah, after that I didn't work on Counter-Strike Source, so I didn't work on CS Source. And so I left Valve in 2006, and so the last time I worked on Counter-Strike was 1.6. Yeah.
What you can advise to another developers how to create games?
These days, the game industry is so many games, right? So it's very competitive. So it's difficult. But I think if you have the passion and you really enjoy and have a very passionate vision about making a game, then give it a go, give it a shot. And I think as long as you enjoy it, that's the key thing, And I think it's really important to play your game with other people early at the early stage, because you want to get some feedback from other people. And sometimes it's very hard to get feedback because sometimes it's negative and it can be very, very difficult to get negative feedback. But it's very important to get feedback on your game at the very early stage so you can make the change, right? Because if you look at other games, like even AAA games, like Concord, it was this massive FPS game, and it was being developed for like 7 years or something, and then it came out, and then people saw it, and it's like, whoa, what the heck? If they showed it to people early on in the first 2 years or something, maybe they can get feedback from people and say, you should change this, or you should change the style. It looks it's not so good. So they spent 7 years making the game, and then at the end, people saw it and they're like, no, it's not for me. So I think it's important. Like if you make a game, like multiplayer game, it's important to try to get feedback early.
Did you see Deadlock, a new game by Valve?
Oh, Deadlock. Yeah. Yes. I think it looks cool. I mean, I think it's combining combining MOBA with Team Fortress, and it's trying to create a new genre. So I think it looks really cool, and I really hope it does well, really, because I'm a big fan of Valve games. So I don't play Dota, but I used to play a lot of Team Fortress. So yeah, I like to check it out when I have some time. But yeah.
What was the hardest thing in developing
Counter-Strike?
Counter-Strike.
I guess just trying to get the balance right, the weapon balance. Yeah. That was very difficult because, we always made changes to the guns. Sometimes we make the gun is too powerful, and then the next beta we have to kind of nerf it. So it took us many betas before we can get the right balance of the guns. I still think that the AWP is still a little bit too powerful, and yeah, I think it seems a little bit like unbalanced, to be honest. I think if I were to go back and make a change for Counter-Strike, I would limit like the number of ops that one team can buy. I would say they can only buy 2 ops in the round. So because sometimes you see one team, they have like 4 ops. It's a little bit crazy, So if only I can make one change, I would just try to limit the number of ops.
After Valve, what did you do? What countries did you see? What countries? Where did you live?
So actually, after Valve, I worked on another game called Tactical Intervention, but it was a failure. So, but I actually moved to Korea, and I spent like 6 years in Korea, working with a Korean company, and yeah, that was really amazing. It was like being in Korea, I got to see like Korean culture, and like in Korea they make a lot of PC games, so they had a lot of different Counter-Strike games there, and so it's a really amazing culture to see, and so I really enjoyed working in Korea. Yeah, so after that I worked on a game called Rust. I don't know, do you know Rust?
Of course.
Okay, yeah, so I worked on Rust for 5 years, and that was great, yeah. So I made the animations for Rust, all the gun animations, reloads, that kind of thing. And I love working for those guys, like the Face Punch Studios. Yeah, they were really awesome. And then after that, I actually went back to Korea, and I joined a company called Pearl Abyss. So they make a game called Black Desert. So Black Desert is like an RPG game. And so yeah, so I got to work with them on it was like a third-person shooter. It was a sci-fi, and yeah, but I really had a great time working at Pearl Abyss. It was my second time going back to Korea, so I was more comfortable with working in Korea, and so yeah, it was just awesome. I loved working at Pearl Abyss, but I left in 2023, so last year, and then I came back to Canada. And now I'm just kind of working with another team, kind of a small team. We're making kind of like it's kind of like a co-op, like four players PVE against like against the enemy AI. So it's like Payday. Do you know Payday?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay, so it's kind of like Payday, but you play as the police, and then you fight against like the criminals and terrorists. So it's kind of like Counter-Strike mixed with Payday. Yeah. So I'm kind of working on this project now with these.
Did you expect that Counter-Strike will have so big success, or it was a surprise?
Yeah. Wow. No, it was totally surprised, and just really it's great to see. I'm very surprised. And when I first released it, we didn't think it would be a big game. We just thought just be medium, and that's okay because we wanted to make a game that we can play with our friends and just have some fun. When we first released the first version, it was like very many players saw it and we were like, oh shit, and we were very happy and we wanted to make new version very fast. So yeah, and now seeing it 25 years, people still playing it, yeah, it's awesome.
We think that Counter-Strike will never die. And what is power of CS? What do you think?
I think it's kind of amazing because I think part of it is it's a very simple game, very simple. New players can learn it and kind of enjoy it, but also at the same time, the game hasn't changed. Like in 2000 and then 25 years now, the game, it feels the same. It's the same mechanics, same buying the weapons, and the weapons, they actually feel very similar to Counter-Strike 1.6. So I think that's one of the keys, and Valve are very good about that. They don't want to change the game every year. They keep it the same. So old players, they come back, they can play it and have fun, and the new players can enjoy it too. And that's very important for the esports scene because in order to train the esports, it takes many years to become good at the game. It's like football, right? Yeah. So to me, it feels like it's the football of competitive games. So. Yeah, I hope that we can still see people play in another 25 years. It would be awesome. So I don't know, we'll see. But I think I trust Valve. I think they do a really good job. They just keep things and they work they're very slow and they work very methodical.
I pay you a big respect. Thank you.
Well, no, my pleasure, and it's a pleasure to meet you, and it's a real honor to speak with the Russian community. Yeah. So I'm a big fan of Russian culture, so I really love. Yeah, it's a great opportunity to speak with people from Russia. Yeah, I have many friends, Russian friends as well. I've met many Russian friends. They're very good programmers.
Okay.
It's my pleasure, my friend. It's my pleasure. Yeah, and hello to all the Russian players and people. It's an honor to speak with you guys and connect with the Russian players. Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
You're so good guy.
Nice, my thank you.